I am a head nurse and local union president who was fired from my hospital last week. The story was in the New York Times. Ask me about hospital standards right now, being a nurse, being a local union president, what you can do, or anything else. What type of nurse are you? I worked in the emergency department. Previously, I've worked on med-surg units. Being a local union president made you a target for management. Is your union backing you with a legal team for unfair dismissal? 100%. The union staff members and our state president have been huge in supporting myself and the nurses at our facility. It hasn't even been a week, but there's a lot of local media coverage and increasing pressure on politicians. The hospital was obviously not crazy about my story ending up in the nits. We'll keep finding ways to push. Edit. In that regard, and it may seem like nothing, please fill out this petition, www.coworker.org web link. You've mentioned the changes in PPE you're told to use, initially using N95 masks and now just surgical masks without a face shield. Has anyone been tracking the number of COVID-19 infections among nurses and correlating the data to the changes in guidelines for PPE use? I hate to say so, but I don't think that has happened yet, either locally or nationally. That said, the standards devolved so quickly and, due to COVID's long incubation time, it's hard to say at what stage of PPE standards someone caught it. This not only seems like a terrible thing to do to our doctors and nurses in general, but especially at this exact moment in what is a historic event. Thank you for bringing this to our attention. One question, because I've recently seen some things that have me questioning. Did you personally witness any hospital staff, mostly doctors and nurses, intentionally unconcerned about safety protocols for the virus? Maybe acting a little blasé about it and not concerning themselves with the welfare of others around them? Thanks for all you and your colleagues do. My father was an RN and faced his own backlash at one point. I'm sure he'd be very interested in this. Nurses are taking this very seriously. Really, everyone in the hospital is. The problem is that the standards change from day to day. We initially were using only N95s, a face covering, with goggles or face shields, eye protection that goes from your forehead to around your chin. Then it went to surgical masks, a downgrade, with goggles, face shields. Then it went to surgical masks with the little piece of plastic that sticks up, like you see in the dentist's office. Now staff is being told to reuse their masks for multiple shifts. The N95s are locked in the manager's office on many units. Why would the manager lock masks in their office? Can't speak for USA but NHS here, it's not because the manager is a monster. They're in the same boat, but if they don't allocate them the way they've been told, after lunchtime on the first day there'll be no masks left. That's literally how bad the situation is. Staff are being expected to stretch what's supposed to be single-use items into a week or more worth of use. I'm a nurse in training and work for the NHS in the UK. I'm currently in my first trimester and pregnant staff do not have to work with COVID-19 patients suspected or confirmed as we're classed as vulnerable. Do you know if pregnant nurses in your hospital have that protection? The CDC standards don't protect pregnant nurses in the US. We've been doing what we can to help get them out on medical leave, but many nurses' claims are being rejected by the benefits department. The system in the US is not good. Thank you for hope. Keep doing what you do to help your colleagues stay safe. It means a lot to all of us. What did you do before becoming a nurse? A lot of different things. I worked in education, veterinary medicine, office jobs, and construction. I kept looking for the perfect job environment and ultimately found it doesn't exist. I really like being a nurse, but I'm glad I work at a union hospital. Despite my current situation, we have a say in what goes on as the workers, and that matters. Since unions only include people who have jobs, what can unemployed people do to help the union movement? I'm afraid of what the job market is going to look like once we start moving past this. Some people may remember the wage stagnation that happened after the last recession, and it was just beginning to correct before COVID. When you go back to work, people need to organize. We're seeing walkouts in a number of jobs right now, as workers demand better standards. Amazon, Instacart, etc. We can't forget what the isolated and safe boss types were willing to throw workers into. Thank you for staying to the end. Please like and subscribe.